Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, my birthday's actually not today. It was on the 25th, so it was that Monday or Tuesday. So, but I turned 46, and I wouldn't say I'm feeling it, but I'm definitely feeling a little bit older. But we're here at the ranch. I got Sierra with me. We just got done. We were hanging out in Prescott this week because we had some stuff to do to the truck. The guys over at Nichols Auto Fab got me a new bumper, or I'm sorry, not a new bumper, but a new winch. So I got the Warren winch on here, which is real nice, and I got my shocks replaced up front, which is real good. And then still rocking that 200-watt panel from Blue Eddy. Really like this panel because it's a fold-up panel and it's pretty small, and it collapses down to nothing, but it provides 200 watts, which is awesome. Hey, let me turn this off real quick. Here, I want to show you all. I got done cutting in the little driveway here, and so if we can see, you can kind of see right here how I put it in. So did all that by hand. It was really a lot of work, and did a lot of rock work down here. So you can see like the different rocks that I used to make the foundation, and then like over here, using these rocks over here to make a little bit of a foundation for the road, and then digging it out. And I dug all that out with my entrenchment tool, so it was really tiring. But hey, Sierra, let's go over here, girl. Come on, let's go this way. But I want to show you all the rock garden that I'm camping in. So this is kind of like, this is the area that I made. You can't really see with the light because it's all covered up right now, but there's like a little ledge that I made there because this is sloped pretty good. And so I can come up here. Come on, sweetie, over here. Sierra, come on, over here. We had a javelina earlier. That's why we started a little bit late. A javelina came into camp, and Sierra was kind of looking at it funny. Oh, thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. I had a good day and feeling a little bit better. So we'll see. I've got another doctor's appointment tomorrow, but this is the camp area that I've set up at the new place, and so we can just chill right here. It's nice because it's kind of a little bit down in elevation, and then over here I've got a bunch of rocks from my RC truck and all that stuff. And this whole area back in here, it's just all big, one huge rock garden that goes out, and you see all these huge trees and stuff. And once the sun goes down a little bit, we get a little bit more shade, you can kind of see like all the trees back in here. There's really big pinyon pines and all that stuff here. So it's really nice. It's real peaceful too, because it's like no one's driving by. And so that's really awesome in that regard. So, all right, let's see here. Let me get caught up on comments real quick. All right, cool. They're all just happy birthday. That's great. That's cool. All right, awesome. And then let's see. Oh, this weekend I've got a good video coming up. So my friend Happy Trails Overland Ambulance, I did a video walkthrough of his ambulance, and I was hanging out with him yesterday. And so I'm going to do that, and then probably another video in here. And then I was going to do a video about like all that crazy stuff I went through with the parasites. And so I'm gonna upload a video about that as well, and probably do some stuff from here. I just don't know what I'm gonna do from here yet. But I did find a bunch of like really nice flat rocks that I could use as a cool border around like the foundation that I made for the like the little platform that I'm making for my truck here for truck camping. And this is gonna be like the site of where I'm gonna be at just for like the next year when I come and go from the property, because I'm just gonna camp here, and I want to see how the property lives a little bit before I put up any structures or anything like that. And so, I like it back in here because with all these huge pinyon pines, and that's one of the bigger ones we have right there. That one way off in the distance over there, that's a nice one. And then we got a bunch over here. I want to show you the rock garden over here. So let's go. Hey, Sierra, you want to come this way? Over here, watch this. Here's come Sierra. Oh, sorry, Sierra, not Sierra. I want Siri. Okay, and then over here we're walking away from the router a little bit, but I want to show you the view into all the public land that's over there. So that's all the public land that butts up to the property. And so I've got like a nice little boulder area here, and this goes like the whole length of the property. It goes all the way down over there, and it's really awesome. And this is all sloped up, and then it goes up to like a ridge area. And really like it out here, so it's awesome. So all right, let's see what have we got here. Oh, gosh, we got lots of happy birthday good wishes. Thank you everybody for that. We've been having fun. Like I said, we were in Prescott for a week, and we just got back here today, and gonna stay here. I've got, like I said, I got doctor's appointments in the morning up at Flag, and then after that gonna come back here and kick it for the weekend. Then probably have a friend come visit. I don't know if she's coming Saturday or Sunday. Come on Sierra, up here, girl. Come here. Come on. Come here. So that's kind of the plan for the weekend. And it looks real nice here next week. So I invited Down to Mob Overland and then Happy Trails Overland or Overland Ambulance to come up and camp here for the week. So we'll see. We'll see if they come up. Somebody's asking about brand of food. I feed Sierra. I can't remember. It's like Energen. It was one that I'm using in the meantime. I'm going to be switching to another one that's over in Prescott. There's a real good dog food store over there, and I'll get the name of that new stuff because we're going to switch after this bag's done, and she's just about done with it. So when I get the new stuff for Sierra, I'll post it up, and it's like really good food. She's already sampled it and loves it. So Bubba Sizeboard, congratulations on turning 29 again. Thank you. Yeah, it feels good to be 29 for the 16th time, 17th time. So yeah, Uper Jim asking, yes, this is Northern Arizona that I'm in. I'm kind of near Flagstaff and also Prescott area, so kind of like in between there. Let's see here. Mad Living, what's up, Jesse? What's going on, dude? All right, let's see. Happy was talking about your shower. Can you tell us more? Oh yeah, sure. So Mark and Teresa's asking about this from Out of Office Camping. So my shower's right over here. Yeah, it's pretty basic. I mean, it's just a road shower, you know. And this was the first one. This was actually a Kickstarter. And so road shower now has been bought by Yakima, and I heard they jacked up the price, which isn't a surprise. But the only thing I've ever had to replace on this is the nozzle. Because the nozzle in here, like the little screens that they get rusted out, and then they'll gum up in the front here, and then the water flow will be impeded. But I just took a shower with this earlier. It's great. This is just no pressure at all. This is just coming from the hose here. If you pump it up, there's a little bike nozzle here for a bike pump. You can see that. And so you can pump it up to like 25 PSI, and that thing will shoot like 30 feet. It's a metal container, but it's everything on it's worked well, except for just replacing that nozzle. And that's it. That's the only thing I've had to replace on it. So, let's see. I just know how. Oh, so John was asking about the audience, just letting people know about the acres and cost. I probably won't give away the cost, but the acres, I'm just under 20 acres. And so, I'm near the Kaibab National Forest. And so, love it out here. It's really great. I mean, obviously you see the trees and stuff. It's stellar. This property is nice, so because it has a lot of it's north facing. So it's got a north slope that goes down. So with it being cooler like that, you get a lot of these trees like the pinyon pines and stuff like that. Otherwise, it'd just be a bunch of like kind of juniper and stuff like that. But I want to walk over here. I want to show you all real quick, like the rock garden area. So I'm kind of storing some power tools back here just for the day. But here's like an example, you know, looking out into the rock gardens that are here at the property. And this all slopes down, and then it goes into, there's like state land, and then there's a guy that lives over there, or he has a property over there. He's never there. And then like, you know, it's just like this area is where I like to hang out in, is all these rocks and stuff. And there's like an upper area that's nice, but I get the best internet connection over here. And this is where I'm going to set up all the rest of the campsites too. Some of my friends come and visit, they can just crash here. So, but it's going great. I mean, I love it. It's a lot of work. Somebody was asking about, oh, Peter, what's up, man? You were at, and I got your email. I need to get back to you on that. You're asking about if there's water on the property. There's not on the property, but there's a really good aquifer to drill a well on the underside side. Drill a well. It costs probably about 20 to 25,000 because the elevation up here is a little bit higher, but it's capped at like, I think it's like 36 gallons a second or something. It's crazy. That's how much water you get. And they do that for irrigation and also for cattle. But there's a community well, it's close, and I can go over there and haul water over here, and it's less than a mile away. So in the meantime, I can do that, or I can, you know, when you roll into town, there's like really big ones that you can get. Like I think they kick out like 25 gallons at a time or something like that. So, all right. Let's see here. Jules, would you really want to be 29 again? No, I'm done going through all that stuff that I went through, and now I'm just happy to be, you know, doing the off-grid thing and having fun. Hey, I wanted to show you something really quick. What I found out here, which is pretty cool. I found these old relics from like the ranching history out here, because the ranching history is like pretty extensive. And so these are old cans from those eras, and they're on the property here, which is pretty cool. It's starting to rust out pretty good. But I found that one, and then I found another one that's been like smashed from the years, which I think is pretty cool. So somebody was asking if I was going to use the big tent or the smaller one. I'll use the big tent here in the wintertime for sure. because it does get snow in this location, and I'm up at about almost 6,000 feet. So just a like a hair underneath 6,000 feet. But it's cool because the snow, I came back here. It snowed here actually on Monday night and Tuesday during the day. But I was in Prescott and I came back, like I said, today, it's Thursday, and the ground was just soft. And I mean, it had firmed up, but underneath it, it was just soft enough for me to knock out the rest of this driveway that I built today. So it made the ground super soft, and it was nice. And so it must have come down pretty good for it to still be, a little bit damp the next 2 days afterwards. And this area here, like I said, I've been here earlier in the year. Actually, before I made an offer on the property, I was here and it snowed a bunch. So it's pretty cool. Only one. Oh, Josh, thanks for that, dude. Yeah, I didn't even know the draft was going on. I just got back into cell range. I've been out of cell range for pretty much the better part of today. And my cousin messaged me. He's like, "Hey, you gonna watch the draft?" I was like, "When is it?" And he's like, "It's starting in like 5 minutes." I was like, "Oh no, I'm actually gonna do a live stream at 6." So, but hopefully everybody gets the player they want. I mean, I'm a Chiefs fan, so all I want is a solid offensive line so we can go and beat Tom Brady and Tampa Bay. I was going to say Tom Brady and the Patriots, but all right, let's see here. Yeah, so out of the office camping. It's a good community up here. It's kind of nice because there's nobody that lives back in here like this in this section of this area. And so I talked on email with the property owners association manager, and basically what it is we all chip in just to get the roads kind of somewhat maintained when there's rain and stuff, because we're not on the county maintenance schedule. These roads are not maintained around here, so they're all 4x4 trails. And so it's kind of nice because it just keeps people away. And also too, like when you get close to the property here into this section, there's all these signs that say like, it's private property and no hunting and no firewood collection or stuff like that. So it's just real quiet, which is what I love. And there was another place I was looking at, which was about 300 feet higher in elevation. The views were just absolutely stellar, and the trees were insane and all that stuff. But you could hear road noise because it was up so high. You could actually hear the interstate that was like way off in the distance. And so I thought, well, I don't want to have a place to where I'm, off grid and I'm hearing like semis and stuff like that. That doesn't seem very off grid to me. But I love it out here. It's great. And, I never knew that Northern Arizona had so many trees. And that's one thing that I'm impressed with. Because, like, looking around here at this property, you can see all these big old pinions, and they're all over the place. I mean, there's that one's juniper, but then there's, great pinions, and there's tons of wildlife around here. We've seen javelina a bunch. And then down in the wash down there, there's a wash that's kind of on the outskirts of the property over there. I saw a bear print. And let's see, what else have I seen? And then lots of deer, like there's deer everywhere around here. I haven't seen any elk yet, but apparently they're around. So maybe that'll be, a different time of the year. And then lots of rabbits, like tons of rabbits. And then there's little geckos running around all over the rocks and stuff. So it's super fun. Sierra will like look at them and be like, "What's that?" And they'll want to go chase them. I'm like, "Babe, those things are so fast, you're not gonna be able to catch them." So, all right, let's see here. Happy trails. What's up, dude? You guys, hopefully you and Phil can come up on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever you want next week. It just looks like Monday through Thursdays looks like the good time of the weather up here. So I got the driveway all cut in. For people that are just now tuning in, my big effort over the past couple of weeks has been to cut in this driveway. And if you look down here, let me see if I can get this down. Just kind of give you a perspective on how much I cut into it. I didn't really see it. It's about 6 to 8 inches that I cut down, and then I drug all this over and made it level because it just slopes down at like probably I would say like 6 or 7 degrees. And so cut all this out, all this right here. You see that there it is. All this right here, that's all cut back. And then I made this driveway that comes out and then angles up and around. And that way I can back in and not hit those trees because it's a real tight fit through there. And then what I want to do is I want to get like railroad ties or something like that, and then build an area down here, which I think would be really killer to have another campsite. Because if we come down here, I'll show you. It's a really great view looking into the rocks here. And so you come down over this way, and then you'd have this view looking into, there's like a nice little rock garden and like all these great pinions. And then if you come over this way, you've got another nice rock garden that steps down, and then you can walk out into the public land over there if you wanted to. And everything I'm building out here so far, like with the road, it's all just, you know, the materials that are here on the ranch. And so if you look, they'll have like, you know, a little bit of a tree that I cut down, use that as a barrier to help build the trail. And then I'll probably come back through and put in some nice rock and make it look like kind of Anastasia style, you know, because I love that stuff. And just continue working on this. And basically it's just getting it to where it's, when I come back, you know, later this year in the latter part of summer, when the monsoon season hits, like I'll be ready to rock. I won't have to do a bunch of work with, you know, all the rain and stuff like that. So, all right, let's see here. Let me get to some questions here. All right, let's see here. Hang your food higher, keep it in a cooler. Yeah, Kathy, I'm actually keeping everything in my fridge. So in the back here, I'm going to do a review on this, on the Dometic fridge, because I've had it now for a year. And they sent this to me. This is the CFX 45. And I've really been impressed with this fridge. I have thrown this thing around so much, and I'm still shocked at how quiet it is. So I'm going to do like a year review on that. Now that I'm feeling better too, I didn't want to do a review when I was losing all that weight last year. I'm like I messaged Dometic and I was like, hey, I got something going on, and I don't want to message. I don't want to like put out like, hey, get this fridge. It's awesome for you if I'm losing a ton of weight and looking sick, you know? So now that I'm feeling better, it's not, that's on the horizon. And then another thing I'm going to do too is I talked to Blue Eddie about some different batteries. And since I'm going to be having, you know, like the property here, and then probably building little primitive structures around, I do want to have little portable batteries that I can use at different ones. And so they've got some new ones coming out. They got a new one coming out that has 700 watt hours, and it's this little compact thing. And then I've got the ACS 50, which is just a little handheld one here. This one's really nice. This battery charged or powered my fridge all day today, because I had my other battery I forgot to plug in the solar. So I want to do reviews on that so that people know, like, if they're going to come out and do things, you know, you can kind of gauge on as to what you need. You don't want to overbuy on batteries, but you certainly don't want to underbuy either. You kind of want to hit the sweet spot with what you've got. And so we're gonna include those in reviews going forward. And then let's see, what else am I gonna do with the ranch? You know, obviously I got that new channel, the Recycle Ranch channel. And that's going to show a lot of the in-depth building stuff, and kind of probably more of the longer, like I'll just put the camera down when I'm working on a project and let it roll. And we'll put that footage up. And that way it kind of gives you more of a perspective into like the day-to-day chores out here. And it won't be so polished like it is on this channel, because I try to make everything look good so that it keeps people's attention. But on that one, I want to show like building styles, and, you know, I want to make like mud bricks from the materials out here and bake those in the sun, and, you know, try to use all that stuff and see how it works. Do like mud brick homes, and, you know, or mud brick structures like storehouses and stuff like that. I think it'd be cool. So, all right, let's see here. Let's get back to some questions here. Yeah, Carol Z, I saw that Elsa and Baron got land. It was funny because Baron, I was talking to him on Messenger, and he's like, I got some big news. I'm like, what's up? He's like, I don't know if I can tell you, because you might, you know, he's like, I don't want to jinx it. I was like, are you getting land? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh yeah, don't tell anybody. I was like, yeah, don't tell anybody, because it will definitely jinx it. Because I told everybody about mine, and then, you know, probate happened, and unfortunately John, the owner, passed away. And so that's just that was a shot out of left field. But yeah, Baron and Elsa, they got 40 acres. They're in a really great area of Colorado. I actually go hiking over in that area a bunch, and I really like where they're at. And when I had Phil come to visit last year from down to Mob, and we were kind of doing those stuff in Colorado, that like where Baron and Elsa at, it's in that area. And it's just great. There's hot springs around there, and it's not a lot of people, and it's a cool area. So I'm looking forward to visiting them. I've got my last doctor appointment here is on June 8th. And then I think I can roll out for the summer, and I'm going to go to Colorado, and I have a storage container actually really close to where their new property is. So it'll be cool to see them. And Baron's all jazzed to go fly fishing. So we're going to go out. They're living next to like really killer area for fly fishing, like really good. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, let's see. What else have we got here? Oh, that's cool. Life Force Unleashed. That's cool that you're down in the Prescott area now. That's a great area. I really like all the history down there, and like the pioneer history and mining history and ranching history. I didn't know it was so robust with that. So it's pretty cool to see all that stuff down there. And, you know, you can go into Whiskey Row, and Whiskey Row has that it's all those old school bars from the mining period, and and like the pioneer period out here. And it starts in like 1880-ish, roughly. So it's kind of interesting. Like I grew up in Kansas to where the pioneer history that started there in 1840. So it took 40 years for the pioneer history to really take hold out here, because of the expansion west. And so I like that pioneer history because it has a lot of stuff to do with Native American history too, which is a huge interest of mine. If like for those of you who want to see ruins and stuff like that, I post stuff like that all the time to Patreon. I just don't put it on YouTube because I don't want the masses to find out where those places are. But I've got one that I just made. It's a 22-minute long video about the ruins, and I'm gonna post it up to Patreon. And it's on a private video channel, so it's like only people with the link can put it up. So, Deborah, thank you. Thanks for that birthday super chat there. I haven't seen any snakes yet. My friends that live around the corner, they had a snake at their property the other day, but it's not usually it's not rattlesnakes up here. It's more like I think it was a king snake or a bull snake. I can't remember what it was that they had at their place, but yeah, it's not going to be like Sedona. Sedona by now, Sedona in the hotter parts of like the lower parts of the canyons, they've already got rattlesnakes out there. And so even though people say that there's not rattlesnakes in Sedona, that's not true. I've seen them. So they're not that close to town, but if you get out a little bit in some of the wilderness areas, there's tons of rattlesnakes. But up here, I've asked the locals, I asked them if they see rattlesnakes, and they said no. So, and then I asked them about the bears too, because I saw the bear print, in the wash. And I was like, hey, are there bears around here a bunch? They're like, just every once in a while. It's not very often. And so, it's cool they're coming through the wash down there. I want to get a game camera, and I'm thinking about getting the one that has cellular on it, so that way as soon as an image is captured, it uploads it and sends it to me via email or whatever. And that way I can keep an eye on what's down there and just kind of be interested in what's poking around. But at nighttime, it's so quiet around here, and in the morning, all it is just the birds chirping, and so it's really great, and I just love it. So, all right, let's see. Let me get caught up on some comments here. So, okay, Life Force and this right on, man. Yeah, and then Uper Jim, how are the temps during the summer? I don't know. My friends live in a different area that is a little bit lower in elevation. I think it's a bit more, a bit warmer there than where I'm at up here because I'm a little bit higher in elevation. But the temperatures in the summertime, I think, get around 90. But if I'm in the shade, you know how it is in Arizona. If you're in the shade, it's actually pretty decent. But then they say the hottest month is July, and then as soon as the monsoons hit, it cools off, and then you're good to go for the rest of the year. So, pretty stoked about that. So, let's see here. Oh, thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it, brother. All right, let's see. Cheryl, thank you very much. Keep it up. I'll keep keeping it up. I love it out here. I'm having a ton of fun. So, like doing all this work today, I am so tired. Like immediately after this cuts out, I'm gonna go to bed. But doing it, it's like you just, I don't know. There's a sense of pride in working on stuff like this, and I'm doing it all by hand because I want it to look cool. Like I want it to look really authentic and rugged and kind of look like trails. And so it was fun. I was using a bunch of the techniques that I used when I used to build trails for the Forest Service back in Central Colorado a couple years ago. So I was building the trail out here, and I was like putting the rocks in where I'm supposed to and backfilling it in with a bunch of dirt and gravel and putting in more rocks and making sure it packs down real good. So it was fun to do that. And I used my entrenchment tool and everything. And I had some people harping at me saying like, dude, get like a skid steer or some big time tools. And I'm like, I just want to do it all by hand and just go slow. I mean, I've got the time, I'm not, when I like you get up today, I had all my errands run by 8:30 this morning. So it's like, you got time to do stuff. So, all right, let's see here. Oh, James, you're asking about the link for the panel that I'm using. It hasn't been released yet, but as soon as it gets released, I think it hasn't been released. I'll have to check on their website, but I am going to put all this stuff on my own website under the store. I'm going to redo all that. And so as soon as that's up, I'll let everybody know. And that 200-watt panel is really nice because it folds up smaller than my 100-watt suitcase panel from Energy, and it's pretty heavy. The one that folds up that's 200-watt, but it folds small, but it's still heavy material, so it doesn't fly away in the wind or anything like that. It stays put, which was always a problem with some of those lighter weight solar panels. As soon as a stiff breeze comes up, they just blow away from camp. But this one's not like that. It's pretty heavy duty, and I'm impressed with it because they've really made it pretty durable. I'm gonna see where Sierra is real quick. Sierra girl, Oh, there you are. She's behind the rock right there. she's, I swear I'll call for her and she's like right here. I do that all the time. All right, let's see here. So, Jill, you're asking me how I'm feeling. Is my tummy better? It's starting to get a little bit better. I think that what is going on with me, well, we're doing imaging tests tomorrow to see if there's any growths in like my GI area or anything like that. But I'm pretty sure it's just after the Giardia, was out of my system. I think I just developed irritable bowel syndrome. And I didn't know what that was initially, and so I looked it up online, and apparently what it is like, you've got your intestines that come out, and then go to your butt, and then in that colon area, what happens is the muscle spasms so much because they get like a kind of it's almost like an allergic reaction to food, but it's not allergic. It's just a really severe adverse reaction to any sort of foods like dairy, like processed dairy, so like cheese, stuff like that, yogurt, so I do coconut yogurt instead of milk yogurt. And then you can't do stuff like carbonated beverages and stuff like that. That actually doesn't bother me that much. It's just more of like the processed meats and the processed dairy. And so I forgot that one of the doctors that I saw in Colorado this past year gave me a prescription for stomach cramps. And so I looked it up, and it was this medicine. I've got it in there. I can't remember the name of it. It starts with a D, but it's not harmful at all to take, and it just basically calms any of the muscle spasms in your GI tract down. And I've been taking that medication now for like 3 days, and I told my doctor in Flagstaff, I'm like, hey, I've got this stuff, and I took it, and I feel a lot better. And she's like, great, let's get you on, let me get you a refill for that because I know that you're low because I only had like 4 pills left. So I'm picking that up tomorrow. And it's like a world of difference in the way that I feel. I still have a lot of pain like in my stomach and stuff, but it's not like it was. And it's interesting. What happens is, so when somebody has irritable bowel syndrome, I thought it was like you're just sitting around crapping your pants all day. Like I didn't know what it was. So that's me being stupid. But what it is like, a normal colon is like, it's round and it's like this long. Well, what happens is a little muscle spasm up and it gets to be the size of about a pencil. So nothing can get through. So like you feel horrible all the time. And I looked it up online, and one of the byproducts of having a Giardia infestation that goes unchecked for a long time is that you do develop that afterwards because your system was just out of whack for a long time. And basically, like, the Giardia try to change the environment there that's more suitable for them. So it's like it changes your gut biome and all that stuff. And so when you get the Giardia out of your system, there's like this vacuum in there, and it's usually when food passes it, the area that was hit by the Giardia, it just irritates it because things are trying to get back to normal. And with irritable bowel syndrome, it's not. They say there's no cure, and there's really not a way to test for it. It's just it's symptoms that they look for. So the imaging tomorrow is really going to help out with that. And you can control it with diet though, and so that's fine. Like that's not a problem. And I don't mind eating healthy anyway. I mean, it behooves me to eat better, especially living like this. And so, all right, let's see. Yeah, Toppy, I do the probiotics. I was gonna say so. There's this probiotic that I'm getting now over at. You can get them at Whole Foods and Natural Grocer. Let me grab them here. I want to show these to you. These are the best probiotics on the planet, and they make your stomach and everything just feel fantastic. And let's see. Sorry for all the bouncing here. Do I have it? Yeah, I got one. Okay, so they are called BioK. Like BioK, and then these are the rice ones. They also have dairy ones, but I just get the rice ones because the dairy ones clump up inside, so it's kind of weird. It's like a meatball, but it's not. It was like a meatball size, but it's like of milk, and it's kind of weird tasting. But the rice ones are great. And I get the blueberry flavor, and those things are awesome. You drink this, and I'm not kidding you. Your stomach feels better immediately. Like it's amazing how much better that feels. And so I've been pounding those, and you do like one of those a day, and it's really good for you. And it just helps with everything. I mean, and I think living like this too, I rocked a cooler for so long, and a lot of times I would eat meat that was pretty warm, like it gotten pretty warm throughout the day. I'm thinking, if I just cook it good, I'll be fine. And looking back on that, that was foolish on my part because after having all these experiences and all these health issues, I didn't know if I was going to get better. Like last year, I was looking at these photos, and I'll put a photo up in my next video about when I was down to my skinniest at 132 pounds, and I was like, damn, man, I look back on that and I didn't realize it at the time how bad I looked. Cause you don't look in the mirror out here. And I do videos, the camera, you add a little bit of weight with the camera. And so, but I looked bad in person, and I didn't know if I was gonna get feeling better. And so I encourage anybody that, is going through any gut stuff, like if a gut biome's off track, or if you got like stomach pain, like get checked out sooner rather than later, because you don't want to let it go on and then have it affect you like it did me, to where basically the last year I just laid in the back of my truck every day, and that's not fun. So, all right, let's see here. Let's see what else we get. Drugs that treat symptoms, proper diet, all you need. Yeah, Mike, that's true. The proper diet's good, but the spasms, once they take hold, they don't release themselves, and they don't release themselves for a long time. And so with mine, the spasm was so bad, like it was basically a blockage. And you can get better, with that stuff, and it's certainly good for natural stuff. But if you need something immediate, the natural stuff doesn't help immediately. So that's what I found, because I tried everything on the planet. And the good thing about living close to Sedona is there's lots of natural doctors over there. So I've had natural doctors over there that I've worked with and stuff. And it's lots of good tips. And I think the main thing is just eat healthy, and like the hygiene back here is huge, because like washing your hands, especially if you're petting your dog could go roll around in feces, you didn't know it. And and then you pet it and touch your mouth, and boom, you got Giardia or something like that. So I think just staying on top of hygiene, and just keeping clean. And it's hard to do it because you're surrounded by dirt, but if you're diligent about it, I think you'd be in good shape. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Life Force Unleashed. I was frustrated, those first doctors, and and then for them to threaten me after I was like, hey, it was Giardia, I'm not paying this bill, like what the hell. And they threatened me and all that stuff, and I just thought, well, it's just corrupt, but they thought that I had a burst appendix. I'm like, I don't think that would last for like 4 months. If it bursts, you're dead in like 48 hours if you don't get it cleaned up. And so I was a little disappointed in that. But the doctors here are so good. And I really so I've been to doctors in Sedona, Cottonwood, and then also Flagstaff, and they're all solid. And my current doctor right now, the gal I'm working with, is really nice and really responsive. And it gives me comfort, because I went in there and I was like, I don't know what's going on in my body, but I can't process anything, and it's just things hurt. And she was really attentive to that, so it really helps out. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, it's a fat cat money. No, it's a liquid form for the BioK, and you can buy it at Whole Foods or at Natural Grocer. I haven't seen them anywhere else though, so I don't know about. I'm sure they're at other stores, but the BioK, I've got that. I really like that one. And then Dr. Amy Myers. I don't know if anybody has got on her website, but Amy Myers, and it's MY. Is it MEYERS or MYERS? Anyway, she had these gut problems, and then she actually went to school to become a doctor and figured out ways to like cure all these different things that are, or use supplements and natural supplements to help with all these ailments that can hit you, from like Crohn's to candida to parasites to all that stuff. So, oh, Anna, thank you so much. Thank you for that awesome super chat. Treat yourself to Sierra Nice Center. Awesome. We'll definitely will. I tell you what, Sierra definitely lived it up this past week, because we had to get a hotel room when the truck was in the shop. And so we like to stay at the Hacienda Inn in Prescott. It's this hotel. It's on the National Historic Register, and it's really cool. And Sierra's so funny. She knows when we get there. She starts freaking out in the back seat because she loves staying at this place. We'll go in the front door, and she walks in there, and she just prancing and like putting her hands in the air and like jumping up and down and like waving to the staff, and they all come running out to see her and stuff. And it's just funny. So she's been having a good time, and I think she's kind of crashed out now though, because we were running around here today. But let's see what else. You should build a log cabin scratch. Yes, cinnamon. I definitely am thinking about that. Build a log cabin. I don't know if I've got straight enough timbers, because a lot of it's juniper, and I don't want to cut down the pinyon pines, but I could get like the cabin wood from somewhere else, from like a neighboring property, and process it here. And it'd be cool to get a mill, like one of those portable mills. That way I could take a full tree, put it on there, and start cutting and actually make my own boards, which I think would be fun to do. Because like here in the rock garden area, it wouldn't be much to take like pylons and put them up, and then put like some sort of like pod back in there, like a one room studio, because I do want to have like studio for doing video production I'm thinking about maybe doing a podcast again, stuff like that. And so having these little outbuildings in cool areas, like that's what I want to do. And I want to build them with minimal impact. So I think having them up on little pylons or something like that would be good. So okay, cool, Kevin. Have a good night, man. And message me when you're hitting the road. I know that you're getting ready to get on the road full time. So message me when that's coming on. Somebody's asking where Carl. You're asking where Sierra is. She's right back here underneath this tree. She likes to lay in these areas when we let me come over here. I'll show you. This is one of the areas that she lays in right here, and then she's right there underneath the tree. What are you doing, sweetie? You want to come over and say hi to everybody? Come here. Well, just come here, baby girl. Okay, let's get you. You're just the cutest thing ever, Sierra. Everybody loves you. I know. It's so much fun having a dog like this. She's like so interactive, and it's a blast. But she hangs out underneath this juniper quite often. I wanted to show you too. One thing that's really nice about this campsite is that if you look above here, I've pretty much got trees all day long, providing shade to the truck. And so it doesn't matter how warm it gets. Like today, if I was out in the sun, when I was working on the driveway, it was warm, but you get in the shade and you immediately cool off, which is great. So that's why I want to be over in these trees as opposed to like an exposed area. So all right, let's see what else we got here. Let's see what have we got. Is that area prone to rattlesnakes? JD, no, it's not this area. I'm pretty fortunate in the regard that there's no rattlesnakes here. There are like, your average run-of-the-mill snakes, like king snakes and bull snakes and stuff like that, and garter snakes, but I don't think there's any rattlesnakes. And my friends around here, they haven't seen any rattlesnakes. So at least not at their place. They could be around, but I don't know. The people that live back here, I've met a few of them, and they've told me that they haven't seen any rattlesnakes up here. And it's a little bit higher in elevation, so maybe they just stay lower, but I don't know. Oh yeah, Sheila, I'll definitely do this. So with Sierra, I was explaining how when we get to the hotel, she goes inside and runs around, and all the people from the staff, they come from behind the counter and they come out, oh Sierra, and she jumps up and is really really interactive with them and stuff like that. So I'll record that next time, and I want to do a video on that hotel because it's really cool and it's rumored to be haunted. So it'd be kind of neat to see if I could get some orbs, on picture or on camera or something like that. So Toppy, you were asking about water, and there was I had mentioned this before, but for the people that are just now tuning in, it's a weird looking bug. For the people that are just now tuning in, I can drill a well here, and the well here would cost about $20,000 to $25,000 just because of the depth that is required to hit it. But the aquifer it's underneath here is huge, and apparently they cap it at like 36 gallons a second for irrigation and for like farming and cattle and stuff like that. There is a community well that's close that has its own pump and everything, and that's solar powered, and so I can go there and get water from that same aquifer that I would if I drilled here, and that's only like a mile away from this place. So it's not very far away, and it's not an inconvenience to go haul water. I mean, I've been hauling water for the last 6.5 years, not a bunch of it, but hauling water in my with my truck. So, but I'm pretty excited. There is a lot of water on this property because of all the stones that are split, and there's there are 2 washes, but they're seasonal. So I don't think there's a whole lot that comes through unless it's like monsoon season, but they've been pretty dry as of late. So, all right, let's see here. Mad Living, thanks, dude. I appreciate that super chat. So excited you were here in AZ. We were up in Valley. Oh, cool. Oh, right on. Bridget, that's awesome that you got 40 acres up there. Going out this week to build for something. Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Well, good luck on your build out there. That sounds awesome. So let's see. What have we got here? Yeah, it's a haunted. Okay, cool. So Jill, that is a haunted hotel. I'm excited to check it out. When I was checking in, it was like 2 times ago that I stayed there because we stay there every time we roll into Prescott, and there were 2 times ago that there was the gal that was checking me in was telling me, she's like, there was a person that was here recently, and they like showed the photos that they captured in the middle of the night, and there were orbs all around this one area of this hallway, which I think would be cool to check out. And they got a bunch of pictures of it. And so I'd love to get stuff like that. And so maybe I could set my alarm to get up in the middle of the night and then get out there and film something, which would be pretty cool. But what you doing over there, Sierra? Hey, come over here. Come over this way. Let's see, what else can I show you? We've got like kind of the sunset going on right now. but it hasn't really gone down yet. Once it goes down a little bit more, it's going to get real pretty over here. Let's see what else we got. Down over here is where I've been doing lots of like RC rock crawling on these big old boulders and everything back over in this area. And what's nice about it is when I'm back over here, I have my camp set up right here. People can't see me back in here. And so even if you're coming in on some of the roads that are around this place, no one can like actually see this location. And so it's just nice to have that privacy after, 6 years of being on public land. And, a lot of times especially recently, I've had people roll up on me on camp, just like, oh, hey, I saw your video and and I wanted to come out and say what's up. And that's, I mean, I appreciate that and everything, but sometimes it can be a little unsettling because you don't know who's rolling up to your camp and you're like, why is this person coming to visit me? Like, because you don't know them. And so out here, it's nice. I don't have to really worry about anybody rolling up on me. And if you saw in the previous video that I posted, just the first one about the place here, I was here for five days the first time, and not one person came by. So that's pretty nice to have that. And I'm really thankful to my friends Chad and Lisa for living out here, because like I've been coming here to visit them, and then I find this place is around the corner from them, and I would have never found it had they not been living out here. So all right, let's see what else have we got. Recycle Ranch, yes. What's up, Slick City Dishers? Yeah. So Chad, I'll definitely need some water catchment, and let's see what else have we got. 52. Oh yeah, that's Pam Albert. Yeah, that's I definitely liked 525. That's one of my favorite places to go in Sedona. The acreage out here, I'm just under 20-ish acres. So yeah, and there's coyotes. There's lots of coyotes out here actually, and there's also the Mexican gray wolf. Is it Mexican gray wolf? That's making a comeback, and they're around here, and they're actually more kind of over by Prescott, but they're coming up into this area, and so I always want to keep Sierra kind of close to me. And hey, Sierra, what you looking at over there? She's just smelling something. So I want to keep Sierra close to me because like the javelinas, they have those tusks. And even though the ones in Arizona aren't that big, they can just slice open the side of any animal. They just run up against them and just, so I don't want to have that happen to Sierra. And then I certainly don't want like, there's bobcats around. There's lots of mountain lions. I've seen mountain lion tracks down in the wash. And so just kind of being mindful of all that stuff and just keeping Sierra close at all times. But the nice thing is she doesn't run off. So it's all good. All right, let's see here. Oh, cool. G-Man, welcome. Thanks for tuning in from Australia. I've always wanted to go there and surf. I want to go to like Jeffreys Bay and all those places. All right, let's see. Oh, Carol, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this next year. Last year was tough on me, with all the health issues that I had and everything, and then just feeling like I wasn't getting anywhere with getting better and all that stuff. And it's like now I'm starting to feel a little bit better, got a little bit of relief, and I can kind of breathe easy. But it's to the point to where I'd literally stay up for like 3 days at a time because I couldn't sleep, and then I'd get tired enough to where I'd finally just go to sleep, and that's no way to live, let me tell you. All right, let's see here. Slaughter Blues. No, I've not picked up a bow yet, but I'm going to. And I've got a couple friends that have reached out and that actually bow hunt, and we're like, hey, when you're getting ready, just if you have any questions, give us a call. And so I'm gonna probably consult with them before I do anything. And then here, it's gonna be awesome because I'll be able to hunt from the property because I can just walk out of here and just be on public land. And so with the deer and everything else and the elk, I'd love to try to snag an elk. That'd be insane because I'd have food forever. But we'll see what we can get. Man, I basically I'm gonna enjoy picking that up as kind of like a new hobby / lifestyle thing, which I think would be cool. All right, let's see here. Oh, we got somebody watching from Russia. Hello, back at you. That's awesome. Hello from Vancouver. That's awesome, Vancouver. And I love Vancouver. I went up there. So funny thing, when I worked in Denver, my first job out of college was a job at a mortgage company, and that lasted about 3 months because I didn't care for it. I didn't really know what I was getting into, and I just didn't want to cold call a day like that. And so I ended up working for a sister company of Realtor.com. It was called Homebuilder.com. And I worked from home because we all went from this one office to home. And I had this loft downtown where I was living, and I got bored because all I would do is telecalls all day, like teleconferencing and internet calls and stuff. And I would never see anybody in person. So I actually got a job at the Keg restaurant, which is like a Canadian chain. And I was selected as one of the top waiters to go on their trip to Apex Mountain for for the end of the year or whatever, like it was like a celebration or something. And so we went into Vancouver and then spent a couple of days there and went over to Apex Mountain. And Vancouver is stellar. I mean, that town, it's like, at least when I was there, it was like spotless. Everything looked brand new. The downtown area was awesome. So that's a pretty neat place. I've never been to Seattle, but people say the weather's, kind of similar because it's in the same area. All right, Sarah's doing good over there. Let's do a few more questions here, and then I'm gonna get rolling. I gotta get some dinner going, all that stuff. So, all right, let's see what else. So, Bonnie, watch out for ticks. Yes, definitely will. I always check Sierra every night, so that way I can make sure there's not any ticks on her. And you can get those little tick removers. They look like a little. There's like a little round thing that has like a deal at the end, like it looks like a little bell that comes up. You just slide it over the tick, and then you pull it out, and it pulls all the the tick has these tentacles that go out into the skin once it buries its head, and it'll get those tentacles out too. If you don't get the tentacles out, then there's a risk of infection in that area. So you just have to keep that in mind. So, all right. Let's see. What is that truck up on the hill? Is it stuck? Oh no, Amy. This is my remote control truck. So it's just I use this thing. I crawl all over the all over the rocks with it back in here. There's a really fun line right here. Actually, you can start right over here. Then it goes up and around. Then you get up on top of that and just crawl all over everything. So it's kind of like it's a toy that I use at night or in the afternoons when I'm at camp. So let's see. And then this is my vehicle right here. Like this is my Tacoma. Yeah, Peter, definitely, man. We'll definitely. Yeah, I saw your email too, so I'll hit you up and after this, I'll respond to that for sure. I'm sorry that it's bad up there with lockdowns and stuff. I mean, it seems like here in the States, at least the areas that I'm going to, they seem to be opening up, and it seems like everybody's doing all right, and it doesn't seem like there's a huge, you know, dire sense of urgency among the public here. But I mean, I know COVID's still going on, but it just doesn't seem like it's really. I don't think it's really taking hold here. I don't know. So, all right, let's see here. So let's see. Yeah, Fat Cat. I think that's what it's called. Diclomine. I think that's what it is. So, let's see. Ken. No, I'm not going with the Drifter. I was going to go with the Atlas, the AT Overland Atlas, but I really want to build my own topper. I've got a really great idea for a topper, and it'd be one that I've never seen, and it kind of be like a transformer style. It unpackage when you get to camp. But I want to put it in a bigger truck than the Tacoma, and so I think I'm just going to keep the Tacoma like it is. I love the small footprint, and I actually like this little slide out thing. I know it's weird, but I get in there, it's all cozy and stuff, and Sierra loves it too. And it's easy to heat in the wintertime, so you can stay warm in there, because I got a little space heater. But I would like to get like a K5 Blazer or an old Bronco, kind of like those, those older years, like the latter 70s, and then take that and build the topper that I want. Because I could put it here now and build like a little shop, and then do it at the property and kind of build it up as at my leisure. Then it'd be cool to have a full size rig, and I'd put huge tires on it and just have a blast with it. Oh, by the way, so I was over at Nichols Auto Fab today, and in Prescott, and I saw Phil's truck or Phil's Jeep. It is looking beyond sick. Like his Jeep looks so tight, and I cannot tell you how I walked in, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like the fabrication they're doing on that, and they're getting ready, and it's getting pretty close to having the camper on there. And when Phil has that done, that's going to be one of a kind rig, and I'm stoked to check that out when that's all set. So, all right, let's see here. Marsha, yeah, my weight's doing good. The weight's stabilizing. I'm about 170 right now. Fluctuate between like 168 and 170. And foods are still bothering me, so I've gone like what I call like vegan light. I'll still do like chicken and fish, but the rest of it's like a lot of vegetables and things that are gluten free and stuff like that. Because I just want to minimize any irritation that I was having, that was causing all those problems. Because the pain was intense, like it was crazy. It was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You couldn't get away from it, and it was a lot of pain. There'd be times where I'd double over, just walking down the road, and I'd have to like stop and go find a park bench to sit on. And that's not fun, and like I'm just now starting to sleep again, and I know I still look tired with bags underneath my eyes and all that stuff, but I mean, for a while there, I'd be lucky if I got an hour of sleep every night, lucky. Like if I got an hour, I'd be like, oh, thank God I got an hour of sleep. Like that's not fun to live like that. So, all right, let me see here. And the life force release. Let me answer this one real quick, and then we're gonna get rolling after this. Okay, so You're asking how the new tent is, and I love it. I mean, it's so nice. It's small. I've got it just sitting right here. It's small and it's lightweight. You know, it's not too heavy. Easy to set up. I would recommend getting like sand stakes with it, you know, or you know, some different types of stakes that other than the ones that just come in there. That way, you know, if you go into different terrain, especially like in the Arizona soil, how it's a little bit different than Colorado soil, you probably want a different type of tent stake for it. But I mean, the ease of setup is amazing. You stake it off in 6 areas on the ground, like just the hex area or the octagon or whatever. It's not octagon. Hex, I don't know. Hex is 4, but it's anyway the 6th thing, and then you go in the center, and all you do is put the center pole up, and you're done. And it's that easy. So the only thing is that you don't want to get the center pole up too high. You kind of want to have it coming down a little bit relaxed on the side, and that way the seams of the where the like the flaps go down, they can actually fold over each other. If you put it up real high, the flaps will get pulled all the way up, and the air can really flow underneath there a little bit too much. So, but I think it's a good buy. I mean, I can't remember what I paid for that. I think it was like $250 or something like that. And it's a really nice cold weather shelter, or even just cool weather, you know, like early season. So, all right, whoops, unpin. Let's see, whoops, actually just been. Let's see, Ghost Ship. Yeah, I definitely probiotics. I've got the K kit that I've got. I can't remember. I just showed it. And then as far as food goes, I mean, it's always you know, every day I'm doing apple cider vinegar or kombucha, and different things like trying to eat the foods that don't aggravate anything, which is kind of hard because everything kind of seems to aggravate my stomach these days. But yeah, we're getting there. At least I'm making progress. I'm happy about that. So, oh, thanks, Peter. I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to be as honest as I can with this channel, just because, like, I don't know, I want to show everything because there's lots of great times. I mean, there's tons of good times. I love doing this, but there's also lots of times where it's hard too. And you know, I'd be lying if I didn't think about giving up in the last year because I felt so crappy. But I'm glad I didn't, because you know, now that I'm feeling better, it's just amazing. Like just to feel just an inkling better is like a world of difference for me. So it gives me lots of energy and all that stuff. So I'm pretty happy about that. Now, Josh, you're asking about the Xped mat. So this is a good question. Okay, I want to show y'all something with this. Every time I get out of the Xped or get out of the topper, I roll out of here and I kind of like my butt scoots along here and then I slide out. Well, here are the air intake. This is the intake. This is the exhaust for the Xped. And so this right here, if you come off and you slide off or slide out of it, you can actually pop this open and you'll have a slow leak. There's like a little, you see, and there's like a little rubber gasket thing, but it's just a tiny leak, but it'll leak enough throughout the night to where you wake up in the morning and it'll be kind of deflated. And so just be mindful of that. You know, if you're hopping in and out of your truck and sliding across that back part there, you can accidentally pop it open. And especially in the middle of the night, like if you pop out in the middle of the night to use the restroom or something like that, it's easy to miss it, you know, to not notice it there. And you wake up and it's flat. But the thing about it is even when there's no air in it, it's still comfortable. So it's all good. All right, let's see here. What do we got? A couple more, and then we'll roll here. Let's see, JD Rain, you're asking about if there are people that are by the property. Not really. There's people around. Like I can see on some of the neighboring mountains, I can see ranches and stuff like that, and I can see like structures. But in my area, there's no one here. I mean, there's a guy across the way, but I haven't seen him yet. And then there's another guy that's way down over there, and I can just hear them every once in a while running like chainsaws or power equipment and stuff like that. To the north of me, there's nobody. And to the northwest is and like northwest and west area is all state land or public land. And then to the northeast, there's no one up there. So it's like there's really just no one around. It's just quiet all the time. I mean, like dead silent. It's just birds, and every once in a while you hear a plane go overhead, but I'm not in the flight path, so that doesn't really happen often. And so, I mean, it's just great. And then you get like the golden hour, and it's starting to you can't really see. I mean, it's good. Once it goes down a little bit, it'll be a little bit better. But this is my favorite time of the night because it's like everything kind of glows a little bit, and just the rocks and everything out here, and all the lava rock over here with all the lichen on it and all that stuff. It's cool because it's different than what I'm used to, because I'm used to Colorado and in some parts of Utah. And out here, it's a different environment, but I love it. It's really cool. And I love all the trees and the vibrant colors, and it changes throughout the day because like the sun will and in the morning it comes in and everything's super green, and then it gets whitewashed in the daytime, and then in the afternoon all the colors come back. So it's really awesome. So I am stoked. All right, let's see. G-Man, what have you got? We have gone plant-based after my wife had health issues. Feel great, so much better, and quicker recovery. Life is so much better. Gain all these changes. Like, yeah, I'm with you on that. I feel like I'm gaining my life back. That's for sure, because I felt like it was slipping away. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and log off. We're gonna get our dinner going for the evening, and then probably crash out pretty early because with the building that platform and then the road over there, finishing that up today was tough. So, but one more view into the trees over here. It's starting to get a little bit more, a little bit darker out, and so I love it here. So, all right, we're gonna log off. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'll have a new video up soon. Probably be on Saturday when I get the new one up, but we'll do a Saturday and Sunday one, and maybe even do a live stream on Sunday night. So, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch up with you next time. All right, see you.